Just leaving Bermagui. We've just come out. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Not much wind, unfortunately. A little bit starting to fill in from the west. Hopefully it will pretty soon, because I don't want to have to motor all the way. So we're just heading out now, and there's a little bit of wind there, but not a lot. We're only doing 3 knots. Probably the current as well, which is not good. But anyway, let's hope it improves during the day. Very calm, as you can see. Finally got a bit of wind. We're heading to Bruley Island, and we're about 4 hours away, I think. But we're actually picked up speed now. We're doing 4.9, then 5s. So at last we've got a bit of wind. Not sure what the tide's going to do, but it's great to be sailing again. And over on the left there, that's Montague Island. And here's me, all wrapped up again. Got my little tube on, whatever they call that. And my hats and sunglasses. Put some sunscreen on. But at last we're actually sailing and doing 5 knots, and which is fabulous, because we'll get there in about to Bruley Island. Not sure exactly when we'll get to Bateman's Bay, but I'll let you know. That's the pretty little town of Narooma over there. Unfortunately, it's not a great anchorage because you have to anchor in the river and there's strong currents. And we haven't got time to stop there anyway, so we're heading on. Narooma, then next up is Maria, I think, and then Bruley Island, and then Bateman's Bay. Dolphins! Yeah, they're always a treat to watch. Wind's died a bit at the moment, so probably not going fast enough for the dolphins to have fun. There was a whole pod out there. They seem to have taken off. Probably not going fast enough for them. I'm motor sailing again, as there's not much wind, but it just seems refreshing a little bit now. There's the dolphins, there they are. Come on, boys and girls, give us a show. One of them jumped right out of the water. Bang! There, like that. Arrived last night at about 9 o'clock and anchored here at Snapper Island, which I'll show you in a second. That's Snapper Island there in Bateman's Bay. And there's a public mooring, you probably can't see it on the GoPro, but there's a public mooring just in front of that rock to the left. And unfortunately somebody beat me to it last night, so I had to anchor out here. And you probably also can't see that it is very, very rolly here. The waves come in, the swell comes in from out there, right out there. And I woke up in the middle of the night several times. It just absolutely rolling everywhere. So consequently I didn't have a very good sleep at all. And this is Bateman's Bay. I thought about going in a bit closer there, but I just wasn't that sure. But apparently you can anchor in there. And at night time it's always very tricky when you come into a place you've never been to before. So that's the town of Bateman's Bay down there, and the bridge. And there's a little bar that goes in there. Apparently it's not too bad, but I've got no intention of going into the town. I was going to head off today, but it's light winds and it's not ideal. So, and also I need some rest, so I'm going to cook up a big feed in a moment and have a rest most of the day, I think. And then I'm going to head off really early in the morning. I may go in the middle of the night if it's as bad as it was last night. I probably will. But there's beautiful little Snapper Island again. And here's little Cachalot just sitting here, anchored away. And we had no problems at all. It was fantastic as far as that goes. As far as the anchoring goes, the anchor's stuck in well and well buried. This is dawn on a grey old morning as we leave Bateman's Bay. We've just come out, been out about an hour now, and as you can probably see, she's a grey old morning, a few showers around. We're absolutely rocketing along. We've got a strong southeasterly, probably about 20 knots, and we're doing 6.5, 7 knots. So little Cachalot's powering along. I don't like to look at that big black cloud up there. There are showers forecast today. I hope that's all it is. And it looks like we're in for an exciting fast sail to Jervis Bay. Should be there about 3 o'clock this afternoon, which should be pretty good. Will be pretty good if we can make it by then. Alright, I'll leave it at that. A bit hairy out here. Look at that big black hideous thing in front of us. I'm just hoping that it passes out to sea before we get to it. But the way we're going, we might get there first. If you look at my speed, or our speed, we're doing 6 knots, 6.8. And a moment ago we did 9.6, it's 9.7 down the road. There we are, up to 7 there. We're absolutely surfing along, just on main alone, short main. Now we got the headsail down, and you can have a look behind me. It looks very ordinary. The seas actually seem a little bit flatter. Well, you know, just when we're riding really well. Cachalot's doing a beautiful job just riding. So there's no worries there, no waves are breaking on board. Just a little bit tense. Whoops. That was me grabbing on. Yeah, just made a cup of coffee. Just trying to, you know, just relax on it. The coffee's not going to relax me. But, so there's me. Worse with that big storm there. So hopefully that's only a shower of some sort. It mightn't bother too much. I can't see the lightning or anything, so that's a good thing. But it looks like it's got a bit of rain in it. Still rocketing along. Wind's east just a smidgen, I think, but not much. Still doing, there we are, doing 5s there, but that'll go up in a second to watch that. There's 6s. We were doing 7 or 8s before, but so it has to quieten down a little bit. Could be a bit of current out here too. Right ahead in the distance, you probably can't see it, it's Cape St George, and that's the Cape St George, I think it's called. And, yes, Cape St George, and that's the entrance to Jervis Bay. Now we're only 18 miles away, which is absolutely amazing. It is, what time is it? It is 10 o'clock, just about time for the news. And the news of the day is that that's 5 hours, and we've covered about 30 miles in 5 hours at least. So looking very, very good. And little Cachalot is really sailing well. I don't know if you can see this though, but look at the size of these rollers behind us. All right, we'll leave it there and I'll listen to the news. To show you how I look this morning, all covered up as usual. Nice and cool out here, so it's good to be nice and cool, so protected from the sun. And we're not far away now. Radio's crackling in the background. Not far away from Cape St George and Jervis Bay. About 17.5. There's the hydrovane doing its job. Magnificent piece of equipment. The only thing I've got to change is that adjustable cord there. Whoa, there we go. There's a big wave.
A very cancer herself.
Oops, I'll just turn the radio off.
Started the teal and pink breast cancer under the...
Okay, back again. Another big wave. Yeah, just saying the only thing I've got to change with the hydrovane is that terrible adjustment line there that comes all the way back here. The trouble is it doesn't feed through the block properly, and so I'm going to make it shorter and take it over to just near where the fenders are there, and it'll be a lot easier to use. I've had a lot of trouble because I've had to put my hand around and adjust the knob on the side to change the course, which is out there. There's the knob, and it just gets a little bit hairy sometimes when you have to lean over the stern like that in rough weather. So that's the only thing I'm going to change. And but otherwise, you know, once you know how to use it, it really is a fantastic piece of kit. Anyway, here we are, just only about, I think about 15 miles now, 16.4 miles from Cape St George, and the background, the scenery behind us is brilliant. Probably a bit far away to see on the GoPro. There's a magnificent pointy mountain over there, and a long flat mesa or plateau, and I'll have to find out the names of them. They're just magnificent. The mountain actually reminds me of Mount Warning up near the Gold Coast, except Mount Warning's got a little bit of a crook in it, although that one does too. Anyway, that's it for now. We're approaching Cape St George. We're about 5 miles out, just under 5 miles out from the waypoint that I put in, and just beyond Cape St George, right in the distance, is Point Perpendicular, and that's the entrance to Jervis Bay. Not far away now, probably only about an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe at the most, by the time we get in and find a mooring. Here we are coming into Jervis Bay. Dead ahead of us is Governor Head, and over to the right over here, to starboard, is Point Perpendicular, the lighthouse. You might not be able to see it, but I'm going to get some more shots as we get in a bit closer. It's stunning. Point Perpendicular. It's absolutely stunning, as is all of Jervis Bay. there we are. That's the headland there. That's Governor Point. And if you go around that point, there are public moorings around the corner, and then just along a bit further, that's called Darling Road, and then along the hole in the wall, and then along a bit further is HMAS Creswell, the Australian Navy Officers College, or Australian Naval Colleges there. And I have been there before. So anyway, we'll swing over a little bit. We're a bit off course here, and head in to Governor Point. Inside Jervis Bay, and look at it, it's still blowing a gale in here. I'm heading for the mooring. I'm going to see if I can attempt to grab it. If I can't, I'll head over there to Vincentia. I was going to go there. I should have gone to Hole in the Wall, but the old should have, could have, would have. So that's Cachalot Bay, just ahead of Cachalot Bay, just ahead of us. I'm going to drop the sail in a minute and then just go in and see if we can pick it up. Wish me luck. Well, we're here. This is Cachalot Bay in oh, I can't even talk, in Jervis Bay, of course. And I found the mooring, the only one I thought it could be. I just hope it's the right one. There's a few spare moorings around. It's blowing still about 25 knots, so the wind's supposed to die off later tonight, and when the wind dies off I'll get another line through there. It's a secondary line through the mooring. I'd like to put one around the buoy itself, but anyway, I can do all that before I leave on Monday, so hopefully we're good. Okay, well, at last we're here, and I probably didn't say, I think I might have earlier, but when I got off Cape St George, it was only a short sail then into the entrance to Jervis Bay, and it had only taken us, I think, about, so what time did we get there? About 1 o'clock, just after 1, and I left at 5, so it had taken us 8 hours to get there, and that is absolutely amazing. So anyway, very happy with little Cachalot's performance today, unbelievable.